All right, buckle up everyone, because today's deep dive is all about pushing the limits of visual fidelity. We're talking next-gen GPUs, specifically NVIDIA's brand new RTX 50 series.
Yeah, this is going to be
I've
good.
got tons to unpack here.
It's not just your typical upgrade. The RTX 50 series is seriously poised to change the game for gamers and content creators alike.
Okay, so let's start with the basics for anyone just tuning in. What exactly is the RTX 50 series? Refresh my memory.
So these are the latest and greatest graphics processing units, or GPUs, from NVIDIA, basically the muscle behind anything visually demanding on your computer.
Okay.
They're built on NVIDIA's latest architecture, and they're designed not just for gamers, although obviously gamers are going to love these, but for creators and tech enthusiasts as well. Think 4K gaming, VR, editing those crazy high-definition videos, you name it, these GPUs can handle it.
Gotcha. So we're talking serious power, but what makes them so special? What sets them apart? I know this outline mentions DLSS 4.0. That's the AI thing everyone's been buzzing about, right?
Right. That's the one. DLSS 4.0, or Deep Learning Supersampling 4.0, uses the magic of AI to boost frame rates without compromising on image quality.
Okay, so how is that even possible? More frames usually mean sacrificing quality, right?
Right, usually. But imagine this. The AI acts like a super smart upscaler for your games. It renders frames at a lower resolution and then reconstructs them intelligently at a higher resolution, often exceeding the quality you'd get from native rendering.
Hold on, you're saying I can have high resolution and smooth gameplay at the same time? That sounds too good to be true. How does this DLSS even work?
It's pretty amazing, actually. Think of it like an artist sketching an outline and then filling in the details. So the GPU renders that basic outline of the image first. Then the AI swoops in and fills in those missing pixels intelligently, resulting in a final image that often looks even sharper than what the GPU could have produced on its own.
That's wild. AI really is changing everything. And speaking of changing the game, we have to talk about Ray Tracing 3.0. What's the big deal with this one?
Ray Tracing 3.0 takes realism to a whole new level. We're talking simulating light as it behaves in the real world. So instead of just placing a light source in a scene, ray tracing actually calculates how each ray of light interacts with every single object, creating insanely realistic reflections, shadows, and overall lighting effects.
Wait, so I wouldn't just be seeing a pre-programmed shadow. I'd be seeing how light actually falls on the objects in the game.
You got it. You wouldn't just be watching a game, you'd feel like you're stepping right into it.
That's insane. So, like, I could be in a dark room, and the light would filter in through the window, casting accurate shadows on everything.
Precisely. With ray tracing, you can even see things like dust particles dancing in the light beams. The level of detail is incredible.
Wow, that's next level. But wouldn't all this processing power for DLSS and ray tracing turn my PC into a space heater?
That's a valid concern. But thankfully, NVIDIA's made some serious strides in cooling and efficiency with the RTX 50 series.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, these cards can operate at peak performance without turning into a furnace. They've really optimized them to prevent overheating, even during intense gaming sessions or long rendering times.
So they're built to handle the heat. That's a huge relief. Now, the big question on everyone's mind. Who should actually consider upgrading to the RTX 50 series? Is it just for those hardcore gamers, or is there something here for everyone?
It's definitely not just for hardcore gamers, although they will definitely benefit. We're talking smoother gameplay, more realistic graphics, enhanced VR. It's not just about prettier visuals, though. It's about pushing those boundaries of what's even possible in gaming.
Makes sense. What about content creators, though? We haven't talked about them much, but this outline hints that the RTX 50 series could be a game changer for them, too.
Absolutely. Time is money for creators, right? So the RTX 50 series can be a huge time saver with these features. Imagine you're working on a 3D animation, and you're waiting forever for those renders to finish. The RTX 50 series, with its DLSS and ray tracing, speeds up those rendering times significantly, letting creators focus on their craft instead of staring at a progress bar.
Makes total sense. So smoother, more beautiful visuals for gamers, faster workflows for creators. But what about those tech enthusiasts? The ones who just have to have the latest and greatest gadgets? Does the RTX 50 series offer them something special too?
Definitely. I mean, the RTX 50 series is a huge leap forward in GPU technology, not just some incremental upgrade. It's more than just a shiny new toy. It's a glimpse into the future of computing.
I like that. Glimpse into the future.
Yeah, it's about harnessing that power of AI to enhance our experiences, whether it's through more realistic graphics, faster processing, or even entirely new ways of interacting with their devices.
So it's not just about bragging rights. It's about being part of a technological evolution. Okay, I'm on board. But let's be real, with all these different models, it can get overwhelming. Where do we even start? This outline highlights a few popular ones.
Let's break down those models, look at their unique features, and see which one might be the perfect fit for different needs.
Sounds good to me.
Uh,
All right, first up is the MSI Gaming Trio White. This outline describes it as sleek and powerful, which sounds great, but what does that mean for someone considering buying it?
Well, MSI seems to be going for that look good, play good approach. It has a really sleek white design, would look fantastic in any build.
Yeah,
But it's also packed with performance, so you don't have to sacrifice power for aesthetics.
that's key. I'm curious though, is this all-white design just for aesthetics, or could there be some practical thermal advantages to having lighter colored components?
Ooh, interesting question.
Yeah.
Maybe white components actually absorb less heat than darker ones. I'm not entirely sure, but it's definitely something to think about.
It is. It just goes to show that even seemingly simple design choices can actually have a deeper impact on performance. But let's move on to the next model, the Asus ROG Astral. This one is known for its durability and cooling.
This one's a workhorse for sure.
Yeah, this outline makes it sound like the go-to GPU for marathon gaming sessions.
Absolutely. If you're the kind of gamer who plays for hours on end, needs a GPU that can handle that constant heat, the Asus ROG Astral is a good bet. It's got a robust cooling system and that durable construction to keep it running smoothly, even under heavy load.
All right, so we've got style and stamina. What else is there?
Next up is the Gigabyte Aero. This one's a favorite among creators, especially those who really value precision and speed.
I'm picturing a sleek, minimalist design, almost like a stealth fighter jet.
You're not far off. And just like a fighter jet, the Gigabyte Aero needs to be both fast and maneuverable. It aims for that balance of speed and precision. So think about it like this. If you're working on a complex animation, every minute you shave off rendering time means more time to perfect your vision. The Gigabyte Aero, with its focus on precision and speed, can be your secret weapon for bringing those projects to life faster.
So it's all about maximizing efficiency, minimizing those wait times. Okay, last but not least, we have the Zotac Gaming Solid series. This one is described as compact but powerful.
This sounds perfect for folks with smaller PC builds or limited space.
Right.
The fact that it's still so powerful despite its small size is a huge plus. It's like having a sports car that can fit in a compact parking space. You don't have to compromise power for practicality.
Love that analogy. It reminds us that bigger and more expensive doesn't always mean better. Okay, we've covered a lot of ground here. What the RTX 50 series is, its key features, who might benefit, even some popular models. But there's one big question we haven't answered yet. Where do you actually buy these GPUs and how much are they going to cost?
That's the million-dollar question. Let's get into the nitty-gritty of buying these powerful new cards.
So where can we actually find these RTX 50 series GPUs and how much damage are they going to do to our wallets?
Yeah, let's talk about that. You've got a few options when it comes to buying GPUs.
Yeah.
Online retailers like Amazon and Newegg are usually pretty reliable.
Right?
They have a wide selection, and you can often find some competitive prices there.
Okay, makes sense. What about going straight to the source? Can you buy directly from NVIDIA?
Oh, absolutely. That's always a good option, especially if you want that peace of mind knowing you're getting a genuine product, not some knockoff. You can check out NVIDIA's website, compare all the specs, and make your purchase directly from them.
Okay, good to know. Now let's talk about the elephant in the room, the price. This outline doesn't get into specifics, but can you give us a ballpark figure for the RTX 50 series?
Well, historically, high-end GPUs haven't exactly been cheap, and I don't think the RTX 50 series is going to be an exception.
Yeah, that's fair.
We don't have exact numbers here, but be prepared to spend a pretty penny if you're looking to get your hands on one of these cutting-edge cards.
So if I see a deal that seems too good to be true, it probably is. Better to be safe than sorry and stick with those reputable retailers, right?
Exactly. Do your research, compare prices, read reviews before you hit that buy button. It's always worth taking a little extra time to make sure you're getting a legitimate product.
Solid advice. Okay, let's shift gears a bit. This outline keeps referring to the RTX 50 series as an innovation, not just a product launch. What do you think they mean by that?
It's a good point. It's not just about better specs this time. The RTX 50 series actually represents a shift in how we even think about GPUs. That integration of AI, particularly with DLSS 4.0, is a prime example. We're seeing AI becoming more and more ingrained in all the devices we use, changing how we interact with technology on a fundamental level.
So the RTX 50 series isn't just a step forward in hardware. It's a step towards a future where AI plays a much bigger role in our digital experiences.
Yeah. Exactly. And that raises some interesting
Oh,
questions.
for sure.
Like, as AI keeps advancing, how will it further shape the future of gaming? What about content creation? I mean, will we see even more realistic and immersive experiences? Will AI become like a creative partner helping us generate new ideas, push those boundaries?
I mean, those are some big questions, and it's honestly kind of mind-blowing to even think about the possibilities. We've covered a lot of ground here, but I think the biggest takeaway is that this is really just the beginning of something much bigger.
Absolutely. We've barely scratched the surface. The real journey starts when you start digging deeper, exploring on your own.
I love that. And on that note, before we wrap up, I want to leave you with a thought-provoking question, something to ponder as you continue your own exploration of the RTX 50 series and the future of GPUs. As AI keeps getting more advanced, how will it impact gaming and content creation? Will we see even more realistic and immersive experiences? Will AI actually become a creative partner, helping us come up with new ideas and push the boundaries of what's possible?
It's really fascinating to think about where all this is headed. The possibilities are pretty much endless.
It really does feel like we're on the cusp of something huge. We've just started to explore the potential of AI in gaming and content creation.
What's so interesting to me is that it's not just about the tech itself,
Right.
it's really about how people use it. The creativity and ingenuity of developers and artists are what will truly shape the future. That's what I'm excited to see.
That's a great point. The RTX 50 series gives them the tools, but it's ultimately up to human imagination to decide how those tools get used.
Exactly. And that's what makes it so exciting. It's this collaborative process between technology and human creativity.
Well, there you have it, folks. We've taken a deep dive into the world of NVIDIA's RTX 50 series. From the technical details to those broader implications of AI, we've covered a lot of ground.
Hopefully, this deep dive has given you a better understanding of this new technology and sparked some curiosity about what the future holds.
We always encourage our listeners to keep exploring, keep learning. So until next time, keep pushing the boundaries of what's possible.